If you're watching this video, it's because you have the same problem that I have currently, and that is my lithium battery will not charge because the BMS system has put it in sleep mode. Trust me, I've been doing all the research. Thank God for ChatGPT. But pretty much what happened is I got this golf cart last summer, was going to work on it over the winter, never plugged it in, which you should not charge a lithium battery when it's cold out. Didn't know that. But anyways, never plugged it in. And so what happened was the cells eventually dropped down in voltage. Therefore, the battery went into sleep mode. Can't charge it with your OEM charger because it doesn't recognize it, just because the voltage is so low. You'll see online there's different ways, like running a $150 charger that can go 0 amps, just kind of wake up the battery. But I found a cheaper solution from a Reddit thread. It is a bench charger, which looks like this guy right here. Pretty much here, you can set your voltage and you can set your amps. So I set it to 40 volts, I set it to 1 amp. So just run negative to negative, positive to positive, having them slowly wake up my charger as I'm watching the BMS reader. It is slowly increasing. This is good. Once it gets to about 33 volts, I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the OEM charger, and I'll kind of let you guys know if it works or not. Hopefully it does work. Just once it gets to about 33 and a half volts, and the lowest cell is at like 2.8, I'm gonna go ahead and fire up the OEM charger just to see if, it kicks back on. Sorry, my dog just picked something up. What'd you get? I just checked my BMS app. It says we're at 33.16, and then our lowest voltage is, I think it said 2.7. So I'm not sure. Maybe someone out there that has some electrical knowledge will know like why this is going up. There you can hear it just kicked on. It's kind of running on overdrive trying to wake up this bear. But yeah, again, I'm not an expert in this stuff. I probably was a little bit in over my head when I bought this thing, but I'm actually selling it this weekend, flipping it. So the guy took it to actually do a paint job on it, said he was interested in buying one. So made a little deal because I wanted black. He said his wife would probably want a different color. So yeah, ended up making some money on it. He's going to pick it up as is and do his own modifications, but got a good deal on this. So it's definitely worth the investment, but as you can see here, it's a project. That's for sure. I forgot to mention this, but this is the Chin's 38.4 volt, 100 amp hours. So 36 volt. According to ChatGPT, to get it out of recovery mode, you want to get it up to a total voltage of 33.6 and the lowest cell above 2.8. Now, I took a screenshot of my BMS, my battery management app, and put it in there just to, let it read it, gave me the information. So trust in AI on this one. We're almost there. We're at over 33 on the total voltage and like 2.78 on the lowest voltage. So crossing our fingers here. We just hit over 2.8 on our lowest cell. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this power supply off and unplug it from the wall. Now I'm gonna take these clips off. You can get just normal alligator connectors too. It came with these little clips, but sometimes alligator connectors are easier. Now I've got this set to the lowest amp possible, and of course it's on 36 volts. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug her in, see what happens here. The good news is that the OEM charger was trying to charge it. So we'll take that. What's happening though is it keeps turning on and off. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put these clips back on here and get it going a little bit lower. I got my clips back on. I'll fire this back up. Set to 40 volts, 1 amp. This says 34.47, but you'll set the dial to 40. So we're gonna I'm gonna call it trickle charging it slow, low amperage, and see what happens. I got ChatGPT pulled up here. So don't stop at the minimum. It's saying now let's charge it to 36 volts and the lowest cell to 3.0. So I'll come back once we get to that spot. I will try to kick it back on and see what happens. I like to take risks. ChatGPT said to put it at 1 amp. I asked it if I could bump it up to 2. It said you can, but don't go more than that. It's only gonna push in what it can. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this up to, and then we're just gonna see what happens. I don't know. I guess the core of it is I'm impatient. That'd probably be the best answer for that. Like I mentioned, I'm a little bit patient. Got myself a little carbless. If you haven't had these, you're missing out. And what we're gonna do, since this keeps turning on and off the OEM charger trying to send it voltage, I am going to, instead of removing these every single time, what I'm gonna do is just turn this off, take the alligator clips off, and then fire up the charger. And I'm gonna keep trying that until it charges. Don't mind the mess here. You can see it's just trickling on and off. I wonder if I switch the mode. All right, I'm not gonna pretend like I'm an expert. I already told you guys I'm using ChatGPT, so we're looking at the BMS settings here. You can see the changes here are the CHG MOS, which I think that's, I'm not even gonna pretend like I know what that means. It's on, the DIS MOS is on, the electric is 9.26 amps, and the total voltage is 34.71. Our lowest cell, Albatross. Are you digging? Are you digging? No digs. No digs. That's bad. Our lowest cell is now at 2.8, and the cell difference is 0.029, which is great. I think it was at like 0.4 when we first started this process. So what that means is the BMS output woke back up, and the DIS-MOS is now on, so the battery is actually accepting charge. I went ahead and ramped the amperage up to 3. This thing is charging, doesn't feel hot, which is a good sign. Everything else is good. But the one thing that's weird is that the protection is still on. So what ChatGPT thinks is that it's still not at a point where it wants to accept a charge. So once that flips off, that's when I think we can kick on our OEM charger and get this thing actually charging. All right, we've got great news. As you can see, the charge is showing 1%. So what that means is the BMS is estimating to probably come back to life at some point. So that's really good news. We're going to keep the voltage at 40, keep our current around, I think I got it set at 3 amps right now. Dog seems to really like what's going on here. I've been doing a little bit of research, and from what I can see online, people say the protection stays on because it needs lower amps to get it out of sleep mode. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop it back down to 2 amps. I'm going to let this sit for, I don't know, 2 hours. I'm going to come back out here. I'm going to test it out. I'll probably check my BMS. Check my BMS when I'm inside, but grill some chicken, come back out, check it, a couple hours. Well, it's about, gosh, 9 o'clock, 9:30 here. Just finished dinner, and I turned it back on. It was doing the cycle thing again, but I went into a different app, this app right here. And this has a little bit more control capability as far as BMS settings and yeah, just your BMS controller and app. So what I did was I turned on and off the charge and discharge switch, and we've got power. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and try and ramp this up a little bit. Charge a little bit faster. So I'll keep you guys updated. It's like I said, 9:30 here. So I'm gonna let this charge a little bit, probably get to like 50 to 100%. Maybe I'll let it charge overnight. And then in the morning, I'm gonna try to take this thing for a spin, see if I can sit on it. I'll see you guys probably in the morning. All right, good morning. It's about 7 o'clock here in Indiana, and just checked my BMS app and it says 100%. So took a look at the charger that also says full. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch this guy off, bring him around. Pretty much what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to take this thing for a spin. Just kind of bring it out. All these wires out of it. Plug my charger. That there. Switch that key. What we need to hear is a little click. Oh, we got power.
Oh yeah, we got power. Oh my word. Holy shit.
I'm just now realizing I probably should have put this, get all the seat down, but anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you have any more questions about what I did for this process, feel free to leave a comment. I will respond to comments as soon as I see them usually. Everything else will be linked in the description as far as the desktop bench charger, the voltage reader, any other tools that I use. So feel free to check those out. Again, spent $60, probably actually gonna return the item. So it's actually gonna be pretty much a free fix. Hope you guys enjoyed and see you guys on the next video.